Hey, I'm CDiinky. Alright guys, in today's video we are going to be going over a sort of hidden DPS gem build inside of Grounded. Now it's been a while since I've made a build video because man, I've made so many build videos and I'm struggling to find other like strong builds in Grounded, but finally I have found yet again another strong one, and this is going to involve the Salt Morningstar. Now the Salt Morningstar, it is a strong weapon in normal game and in New Game Plus, but it definitely does get overshadowed by some of the stronger weapons such as the Salt Club on the Mother Demon and also the Sour Battle Axe and also the infused weapons. But today we're going to shed some light onto the Salt Morningstar and we're going to show how strong it actually can be. So before we start, today's video is going to be in New Game Plus number 4 and we are going to be on medium difficulty, just to make that all clear. So with all that being said, let's get straight on to the video. So firstly, the weapon of choice is going to be the Salt Morningstar. So now that we've gotten our weapon, let's go ahead and look at the armor set for today's video. And this is going to be a glass cannon build. So the best build for glass cannon, in my opinion, is definitely rocking the eye patch, which increases your damage by, I believe, 10%, but also increases the damage you take by 25%. So make sure if you rock this build, you do not get hit. Now to counteract the damage resist or the increased damage you take, we are going to be rocking the termite armor down the sleek path, which has the dust cloud effect, which allows us to have a chance to proc a dust cloud on our enemies, which can reduce their attack speed, meaning we can either have more time to parry their attacks or go ahead and deal more damage in the time before they can hit us. And finally, the leggings is going to be the Fire Ant leggings, which is going to allow us to have corrosion, which reduces the enemy's defense by 20%, increasing our damage. Let's go ahead and chuck on all of this armor on, and there we go. If you'd like to know, eye patch is down bulky for more defense, even though it gives you no resistance. Termite armor down sleek for the dust cloud, and also the Fire Ant leggings down the bulky path for more defense as well. Now, if you do not want to go ahead and be a glass cannon and you would like to be a little bit more defensive in today's video, I would highly recommend you rock the Fire Ant shield. And if you're going to be rocking a defensive build, you can go ahead and swap out your leggings for, in fact, the Mantis Greaves or the Mantis leggings. Rocking the Fire Ant leggings and the Fire Ant shield give you the same effect. So if you want to be more defensive, go ahead and chuck on the Assassin Greaves for the extra bleed. So we now have gone over the weapon, we have gone over the armor set. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trinket, which is going to make this build actually possible. And this can be either a waffle, cone, or the glow bosses that have at least STARCRUSHER on it. This build consists of STARCRUSHER only. If you do not have STARCRUSHER, this build is completely useless. Now the other two random effects could honestly be anything you want, but boss damage amp or any like creature damage amp is definitely what you would like. So for today's video, we are going to be versing the Wasp Queen and the Mantis. So obviously my trinket for today is going to be STARCRUSHER and plus boss damage. If you like a better trinket than this, or you want the best trinket possible for this build, I would highly recommend STARCRUSHER, crit damage amp best, and also Finale Fury. So now let's go ahead and chuck on this trinket. And what makes STARCRUSHER so good is that it actually reduces 50% of the non-elemental resistances from enemies. So from just this STARCRUSHER alone, we are basically dealing plus 50% extra damage every single hit. Now pair this with the plus boss damage, this actually increases our damage to bosses by another 30%. So off the bat, we have a 80% damage boost just like that. And now if we pair this with the eye patch, we now have a 90% damage boost on hit. And if we have the corrosion from the Fire Ant leggings, we also reduce their defenses by 20%, giving us a 110% damage boost just like that. And not to mention, we are going to be rocking the Fire Ant pet today. And if you do not know, the Fire Ant pet got a recent buff, which increases all damage by, I believe, 25%. I could be wrong on that. So just that alone, we are having a massive damage boost. Let's go ahead and jump over to the mutations of today's video. I would highly recommend going Parry Master. After every single parry, you get stamina back. Having your crit mutations, so Coup de Grace and your Trapper Peeper, which increases your crit chance and critical hit damage. Cardio Fan for extra stamina and exhaustion recovery, and also just for a bit of safety, spicy safety for that smashing and stabbing resistance. Now of course, obviously the higher the phase of mutations, the higher or the more damage and defense you're going to get. So make sure pretty much all your mutations here are either phase 3 out of 3 or phase 2. So with the core of the build now being done, let's go ahead and talk about the buffs for our character. And I would highly recommend in every single boss fight for New Game Plus, you have Perfect Toast, Sticky Liquid Rage, Boss Sauce, and also Human Food if you would like that 10% extra damage resist. Go ahead and grab some of these to buff ourselves up, and also any other healables or smoothies. For today's video, I'm going to be using a Beefy Soothing Syrup and also some bandages to get some of that trickle regen. And here we are at the Mantis Arena. Make sure in every boss fight you do, you go ahead and mark the mount according to what boss you're going to be versing. So today we're versing the Mantis, so I'm going to mark the Mantis mount for a plus 20% damage boost. And while I'm running to the arena, I'm also going to buff myself up with the smoothies to maximize my damage. And now that we have fully buffed ourselves up, let's go ahead and summon in the Mantis boss fight. Now, I'm going to reload this boss fight quite a few times unless I get it first try, because the modifiers you do not want for this build is having the high defense modifier on the Mantis. Any other mutation or modifier works. Having a high defense pretty much kills this build. And just like that, we got lucky and we did not have the high defense. And as you can see, we are dealing crits and we have got these slow. And just like that, before she could even scream once, we've already done half of her HP. No, I did get hit there and we have that fresh attack, which isn't the best. And we're going to get the fresh attack on us once again. It is quite annoying, but that is completely fine. We are just dealing a massive amount of damage. We have stunned the Mantis. And while she's stunned, we are going to put in as much damage as we possibly can. And she's about to go into her second summon, but thankfully we've got the dust cloud to slow that down. And man, even though we are getting hit a few times, just like that, the Mantis went down. Like, I know I fumbled a few times, getting hit a few times, but even with my mistakes, we took her out extremely quickly. And now I'm going to show the build off with the defensive style. We are going to rock the Fire Ant Shield and the Assassin Greaves. And if you'd like to be defensive and still deal a bit of damage, you can actually go ahead and swap Paramaster out for Barbarian. Because if you did not know, Barbarian actually does in fact work with the Salt Morningstar. Let's go ahead and try this on the Mantis, and fingers crossed we do not get the high defense modifier. Now, if we are rocking Barbarian, our goal is to not parry the attacks at all, and just like that, in just a few hits, we dealt a massive amount of crit. Now, we do have our shield equipped, so we are automatically getting it 20% reduced damage. We are going to not parry any attacks, and if you would like to be smart, you can go ahead and take off the shield when the Mantis is stunned or whatever, and as you can see, the damage is just insane. Putting our shield back up just in case we do get hit. And just like that, Mantis down. Like, I got hit, like maybe, I think I got hit once by the baby Mantis, but just like that, with the defensive build and Barbarian, it's still as strong as without going with the full glass cannon build. And just like that, Mantis down. Very, very easy. And now we are at the Wasp Queen Arena, or the Broin Boy bin. Let's go ahead and mark the Wasp Queen mount for that 20% extra damage boost, and let's go ahead and jump into the Wasp Queen Arena. Alright, we're in the Wasp Queen Arena. Please, please, I've reset her like, I don't know how many times now, but she's had the high defense modifier every single time. Fingers crossed she does not have it this time, so I can go ahead and show off the build and its full potential. And unfortunately, we will not be able to see what she has. She has the spicy and the sour modifiers. Not sure how she procced those off. Probably the termite workers stuck underneath the arena. Come on, Wasp Queen, what does she have? She does not have the high defense modifier. That is good. We can actually go ahead and show off the build. If I can actually hit her face, come down here. Got a crit on one hit. And in just a few hits, we've done a slight amount of damage. She should drop and land here in a second. There we go. We're going to go ahead and put in as much damage as we possibly can. I don't know why we cannot see her health bar. That's sort of a bug that should be fixed. But I can see we are dealing a bit of crit. And yeah, just like that. Already almost killed from just one land phase. And she's back down once again. We've gone into 2 landing phases back to back. And we've almost ran out of our 1 full stamina bar. And she's about to die. There we go, we are out of stamina. Let's go ahead and wait for our stamina to replenish. She should shoot her acid bombs at me. Let's dodge out of the way for those. And let's keep hitting the Wasp Queen. Fingers crossed we do not crit her and she gets stunned in the air. We actually don't need to worry about the Wasp drones because our damage output is just insanely strong. So I can just keep going ahead and actually powering through and attacking. If I can hit my attacks. And just like that, 1 crit on the start, or like 1 stun on the head. And she's down within, I don't know, I wasn't even timing. If you're timing, please let me know down below in the comments. Okay, we are back in the arena with the Wasp Queen. This time we are rocking the defensive build with the Barbarian mutation. Let's go ahead and fight the Wasp Queen. Fingers crossed, no defense once again. She does have the bug where she like flutters her wings and it's really annoying. She has no audio when she comes down. Alright, Miss Wasp Queen, let's see what modifiers you do indeed have. She has the spicy on hit. I'm pretty sure that was an explosive. No, that was just the spicy. And she does not have the high defense, which is actually perfect. We can go ahead and show off the Barbarian build. Let's block that attack. Do not parry because you cannot parry with Barbarian equipped. A decent chunk on the crit. There we go. We've got our dust cloud proccing. She should land in just a second. We're going to hold our shield up, waiting for that. And we're just going to power through and hit her. Taking off our shield while she is in downtime, so we just don't have a negative 20% damage for no reason. And just like that, as you can see, straight again, just like the previous video, or the previous build, I should say. Just like that, we've gone into her second laning phase back to back. Let's go ahead and finish her off, getting the crits. Let's see what she does now. We did crit stun her. Putting our shield up just in case she's going to spit out some of her little acid balls, taking off our shield to finish off the fight, and just like that. She summoned once, landed twice, did one single attack, and she was down for the count, just like that. Let's go ahead and loot her, see what we get. We got the infused bows. What do we get? We got block stun, black widow damage, crit damage up best, and salt damage major. I'm gonna keep that. That is a actually very strong bow. But there we go. That is the end of today's video, guys. Once again, a very, very strong build. I'm actually glad that the Salt Morningstar might have some love. I'm definitely going to try this build out in my New Game Plus 25 world. I'll definitely let you guys know how good it will be. I'm not sure, considering the infused weapons are slightly better, but who knows, anything is possible. But if you guys did enjoy today's video, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and even comment down below. And with that said, guys, I will catch you guys in the next video.